A widely circulated tweet read, "There are a lot of holes in the passing of King Von," following the police's ultimate release of all the documents related to his death. If you look into it, you'll see it. He would be the one to pose as dead in all the cases he was going to face. According to the police, King Von was the main reason why FBG Duck died. He paid Diamond Blockchains $100,000 in cash for the hit, and they have proof of it. But you didn't know King Van was still alive in the hospital. Members of F were finally allowed to reveal that Von survived both surgeries, woke up screaming for his pistol, went into shock, and died. He has only one more surgery to go through.
Von made it to 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it to 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
Indicating that King Von survived a gunshot wound, living even in the hospital. He was startled to discover that he had forgotten his rifle when he woke up. Since this information was made public in 2025, many people are interested in learning how Boozy knew he was gunless 2 years earlier.
Like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King,
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over
bro.
everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Because I like King Von.
Since security deleted his Instagram the next day, no one has seen him. Further investigation into his death reveals the truth, as King Von and his band celebrated the album's November 5th, 2020 release by going to a club. It was intended to celebrate his recent musical accomplishments, but no one expected his career to end so suddenly. King Van knew the risks and how to defend himself against his enemies because he had grown up in a block, due to the fact that King Van's crew came at the club with 25 people. Friends, neighbors, and security guards provided him with a great deal of protection. The public safety of King Von was discussed by Van's administration.
I travel with one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
Since security deleted his Instagram the next day, no one has seen him. Further investigation into his death reveals the truth, as King Von and his band celebrated the album's November 5th, 2020 release by going to a club. It was intended to celebrate his recent musical accomplishments, but no one expected his career to end so suddenly. King Van knew the risks and how to defend himself against his enemies because he had grown up in all black, due to the fact that King Van's crew came at the club with 25 people. Friends, neighbors, and security guards provided him with a great deal of protection. The public safety of King Von was discussed by Van's administration.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of his team. Didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
Instead of following their plan, Van instructed his driver to go to another club named the Monaco Lounge. After everyone had left for their rooms,
everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
And when they got there, the people in Van's truck told the other team members that they had left for another club. It made Van's teammates turn around and go to the new team. Van remained silent in the ride though, and his boss knew something was amiss when he got there. Rather than engaging with everyone as usual, he sat in the truck for half an hour using his phone.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
Security came in to make sure everything was safe. When his manager got into the truck and convinced him to go inside the club,
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
But Quando Rondo's group was sitting in their car in the parking lot. And that was the real danger. Quando was in Van's car when one of his men spotted him and told Van.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
When Van found out that Quando was there, he climbed out of the truck and stood ready to confront him. Quando is seen circling the front of the white car, while Van swings at him.
Jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Quando's best friend, Lil Tim, arrives from the back of the car and repeatedly strikes Von with a gun when Quando loses the fight with Von. Tim was retaliated upon and forced to the ground by some of Van's men who were still strapped. The fact that off-duty police officers from down the street heard about the issue and arrived on the scene as they started firing bullets into the area only made matters worse. While this was all happening, Von and Quando lay next to each other as the officer struck and killed one of King Van's members. While some think Quando attempted to grab Van's chain, others think Van was defending himself by using Wando's body as a shield.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting, he's that strong, like, he was literally holding him.
However, the race to save King Von began when the officer finally left the area. Muop, Van's best friend, rushed into the street, separated Quando from Von, and started to carry Von to their escape automobile. As everything is going on, Wando's group follows suit, hopping into their escape vehicle and heading to the hospital. Despite being struck 4 times, Van stayed conscious for the whole of the car ride, just as his crew had started to do once they got him in. Van allegedly made an effort to maintain everyone's positive attitude and gave them assurances that everything would be all right.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Von was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
Van, however, had 2 procedures after being hurried into the operating room. He lived through the first 2, but sadly, he died while waiting for the 3rd. When King Von's death became the dominant story on the news.
Made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of...
As a result of this going viral online, Lil Tim would discuss Van's passing in his first interview.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying him shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Because Tim lived through his wounds. Additionally, Tim was arrested and charged with King Von's death the day after Van's death, while he was still in the hospital. They ultimately went through several bond hearings, and he was granted a $100,000 bond. However, charges were then withdrawn after Tim's lawyers presented the judge with a self-defense claim, which his lawyer corroborated by saying, "The case against Mr. Leaks, aka Lil Tim, was dismissed before ever being indicted." A year later, Quando's crew suffered a significant blow. But Lil Durk and Oblak weren't comfortable with them getting away with what they did.
Now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
As a result, Wando's close friend Lil Pab was removed, and Quando learned of Lil Pab's absence through press reports.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Durk and Oblak felt it was insufficient and had to go one step further by releasing a diss track against them. Durk appeals to them because Durk raps. He sings. He refuses to take action. Whatever you choose to believe, you can. I hit your parents. Durk also raps on another song. Watch your son yelling no on the news. However, Wando has shied away from the streets since the incident because he believes the risks are too great. Oblak and F, however, have changed since then. Many members, including Durk, have been detained, and those who are still in Oblak fear for their lives on a daily basis. They must be extremely cautious when viewing a painting of King Von, as you can see.
Check it out. Let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man. Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.